Pues no que $4 million. That she was going to make $4 million in a week if Meghan had the stock. Isn't that what they said? Isn't that what Newsweek said? And then a bunch of the other publications ran with it. What happened? What happened? What happened? You know, and as a matter of fact, let's run that real quick. Let's run that real fast. Okay? $4 million. 133,000 bottles. Okay? That was the claim. Let's not forget that. Newsweek and then all the other Meghan publications ran with that stupid number. So here we are, 2 weeks in. Fails to sell out for the second week. So are you saying, Meghan, that you had over 133,000 bottles? Newsweek? Is that what you're saying? Newsweek? I wonder. You know, because it's a stupid story to do. It's just Meghan propaganda. That's all that story was. It was just, oh, if she had the stock, then it could do. Well, she's got it now. And I want to see some numbers. I'm not even joking when I say that, because you know Meghan's deal. These people are not transparent. Okay? They want to keep everything quiet just so they can run the narrative and the narrative that they want. So no, I don't know, how long has it been? July 1st was the first time. We got to get something by the end of the year. But then again, who's going to believe it, right? At least if it comes from one of her publications. If we get a report or something and it says, oh, Meghan Markle sold $2 million worth of wine, like, we want to see the numbers. Like, we don't want to hear it from People Magazine, if they're even in the loop anymore, because it feels like Meghan Markle has completely dropped People Magazine. Poor People Magazine. They got used and abused. Duchess of Douchebag, recent products remains available. Unlike 2023 Napa Rosé, as ever consistently reminding it's 900,000. Yeah, they're not all real people. Bots. What's better than a glass of rosé on a sunny day? A beer? Rosé popsicles perchance. Oh yeah, I remember that. The basic B stuff. Please and thank you. Shop our newest for while supplies last. Yeah, sure. Yeah, freaking sure. You know, and that's okay. Hey, man, you want to lie to the world? You want to just put out lie after lie after lie. You know, and that's why I held on to this number. Because this number was so outlandish that when it was claimed, I was like, really? $4 million? You think Meghan is going to get $4 million? Even with someone that's a cheerleader for her, you really couldn't have said, you could have said a half a little milli vanilli, 500K. That would be enough to make some noise for someone that's just starting out, second drop of their wine. But no. And this is a question for Meghan Markle. I'm talking directly to you. Why would you tell this man to say $4 million? For what reason? You could have said $1 million. Okay, now, we probably wouldn't even have believed that. But, you know, a little half a milli vanilli, 500K, that I believe. Does Meghan have... Okay, now, 500,000. $500,000. How many bottles? 16,000 bottles. Now, that's not unbelievable, because if you wanted to say something like that number, 16,000, and supposedly 10,000 were in the first 10 minutes, plus that should have been done in the second 10 minutes easily. Right? But you see how they run the story, because 500,000, oh, that's not enough. Meghan's going to get $4 million in a week. Dude, no. And even this, I would have a hard time selling that to my audience. Like, if I did a poll, do you think Meghan Markle would make $500,000 on her wine? You know, if she was 3 years into this, maybe. But I feel like her niche, her fan base is so small that they're buying. These idiots are buying. People out here, no. You know, and that's the issue with Meghan's PR tactics, where everything is a lie, everything's an embellishment, everything is bullshit, because she has to look cool. Oh, $4 million, $4 million. You know, you would have been better off if you would have said, well, she's hoping to get 500K. She picked up the stock. You know, be realistic. You want to be relatable. Be realistic in your reporting, Meg. But no, she just can't. Can she? Ever.